Welcome to the 8th episode in a Legendarium series about the Roman Kingdom. In Part 8, The Last King of Rome, we will talk about how the abuses of Rome's 7th king led to the overthrow not only of him, but the Roman monarchy. By the 6th century BC, Rome had become a small market city which governed a tiny statelet that covered 50 square miles and included 35,000 people. To the southwest, Rome reached to Ostia on the coast of the Tyrrhenian Sea. In the northeast, it reached Crustumerium on the edge of Sabine territory. Viewed on a map, Rome resembled a finger of land poking in from the sea to the edge of the Latium plain. Southwest to northeast, it covered about 20 miles and might have taken 3 days to travel across. East to west, it stretched less than 5 miles and could be crossed in less than a day. And Rome had many rivals that equaled or surpassed it in land and wealth. And its 6th king, Servius, came to power not through a vote among the city's leading families, but through assassination and palace intrigue. Despite that, Servius did many things to improve the city. He took the first census, reordered the military, and fought successfully against neighboring Italic communities. While the existence of a king named Servius is, as always, not known for certain, the reforms credited to him did take place during the years he is said to have reigned. As per historical tradition, the adoption of Greek-style hoplite tactics was fueled by the military reforms undertaken by King Servius Tullius, who probably reigned in the mid-6th century BC. He made a departure from tribal institutions, which likely dated back to days when Rome included several villages that incorporated many ethnicities. Instead, Servius divided the military based on the individual soldier's possession of property. In that regard, the Roman army and peacetime society became segregated into classes. As with much of Rome's early history, it is not known for certain how Servius died, as legend mingles with history. Yet most accounts have a man named Lucius Tarquinius Superbus, perhaps a grandson or great-grandson of the 5th king Priscus, marrying Tullia, the youngest daughter of Servius Tullius. Together, they first killed Tullia's original husband, Aruns Tarquinius, and then conspired to murder the king. Shockingly, Tullia ran over her father's mangled corpse in her chariot, spattering blood all over her clothes. The sight of a woman riding a chariot in public shocked tradition-minded Romans almost as much as the crime of patricide. According to Livy, the new King Tarquinius swiftly removed all dissenting senators and established himself as the despot of Rome. He modeled his reign on the Greek tyrants of the era, who aggrandized themselves by despoiling the aristocracy and dazzling the masses. Lucius Tarquinius's early reign saw another campaign of ambitious expansion against the Etruscans and the Volsci. Yet he used the olive branch along with the spear, forging alliances with Latin towns, most notably Tusculum. Indeed, the king of Tusculum, Octavius Mamullius, married Lucius Tarquinius's daughter. In 510 BC, Rome confirmed its status as a power in central Italy by signing its first treaty with Carthage. Indeed, a few Roman mercenaries likely served in the polyglot Carthaginian armies which conquered Sardinia and Corsica during this era. Trade with Carthage meant yet more wealth coming into the fast-growing market city. The end of Lucius Tarquinius's reign, the Tarquinian clan in Rome, and the monarchy itself came in the final decade of the 6th century BC. As with every other part of the king's life, generations of Roman writers used the legend of his downfall to create an idealized transition from monarchy to republic. According to the available writings, the spark that set the blaze came with a woman named Lucretia. Roman writers characterized Lucretia as a paragon of womanly virtue, always in her house and at her spinning wheel. Indeed, Roman men took pride in saying that their wife spun all their garments. However, her wheel spun no more when Sextus, the son of Tarquinius, assaulted Lucretia at knife point. After her perceived dishonor, she committed suicide before her husband, Lucius Tarquinius Collatinus, the great-nephew of Tarquinius Priscus. Thus Lucretia became forever after a symbol of Roman matronly chastity. Lucius Junius Brutus, one of Collatinus's kinsmen, swore an oath of revenge for Lucretia on the spot, as did Collatinus. At the time, the tyrant warred with the city of Ardea, so the two men proclaimed themselves Rome's first consuls in 509 BC. By doing so, they ended the monarchy which governed Rome for 250 years. Legend conveniently portrays the Etruscan kings as degenerates and the Romans as saviors of virtue. Yet it is more likely that the whole story covers a more mundane dynastic struggle for power between the royal family and the aristocracy. Indeed, uncomfortably for later Roman writers, both the new consuls likely trace their roots to Etruscans. However, Brutus is described as the nephew of Tarquinius Superbus, yet still exiled his kinsman and co-conspirator Collatinus. Later writers further embellished these legendary events with Brutus killing two of Collatinus's sons when they tried to restore their father and the monarchy. Of course, it's worth noting that these additions, which darkened the Brutii name, came in the aftermath of Julius Caesar's assassination, which included a member of the venerated Brutii clan. The conspirators hoped that having a supposed descendant of the legendary Lucius Junius Brutus would consecrate their political conspiracy as an act of just tyrannicide. Instead, the supporters of Caesar struck back by inventing this addition to the Brutii legend to show that they were far from stainless defenders of republicanism. And that is an example of how history can be written and rewritten to suit the interests of the rulers of the present. That wraps things up for this episode of The Legendarium. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, press like. If you want to see more, press subscribe. And if you've got anything to say, let me know in the comments section. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope that you have a great rest of the day.